Hello, hello, welcome back to some more F1 Manager 22 on the PS5. We're going to pick up with our HAAS season. Had an okay run at Imola last time out. I say an okay run, I think we actually had a pretty decent run. We actually picked up some points, I think. Let's check the standings. I'm sure I scored some points. Yes, we did. We've got 8 points. Come on, game, don't lock up on me. There we go. So, yeah, Piastri scored 8 points last time out with a fantastic finish. So hopefully we can keep that going into the fifth race of the season at Miami. Let's set our performance targets. So the target is to reach Q3 with both drivers. Oh, that's not going to happen. I can guarantee a driver into Q2. Do I go with one or both? Just gonna go with the one, and I'm gonna guarantee 14th place. I'm not 100% confident about our chances of qualifying well. I think we'll do better in the race than we will in quali. That's generally been the trend. Fastest lap, that's the incentive that's already there. We can't really change that. We could go for a finish position though. Let's go with 2 drivers in the top 14. We've almost finished our quali streak, which is 1 driver in the top 14. 1 more run there and we'll get 1 million. That'll be nice. Finish position, 1 driver in the top 14, hot streak target 2. Yeah, we'll do that. That's easy. In fact, we can even change that. Let's be brave and bump that up to 12th. So that's our target set. One thing I do want to quickly go over before we get going is our cars in terms of their powertrains. So one thing I've been doing on my other files is I've been noticing that the engine wear is quite high. It's because we've been pushing at pretty decent pace in practice sessions. So what I've started doing on my other files is actually running practice at a lower speed. Been running them at the lowest possible pace setting just to reduce the amount of wear on engines and gearboxes and ERS components as well. You can see we're already on our second engine and our second gearbox, so we want to switch those back over for practice, and then obviously we'll put the good stuff back on for race day. There we go, so that's car 1. Let's do car 2. And there we go. And we'll start taking a bit more care of our components from this race on. This is the last race with the current spec of the car as well. We will be getting a new front wing and a new floor after this race in time for Barcelona.
We're in the state of year-round summer. It's the Miami Grand Prix and we're here in Florida at the Miami International Autodrome. The streets of Miami Gardens will come alive with the roar of racing and the excitement is only just beginning. Spectacle is the name of the game here in Miami, with a stadium at the heart of this track. With long straights and S-bends, not unlike Suzuka's Sector 1, proper ERS management is sure to give drivers an edge towards victory. At this early stage in the season, there are still plenty of opportunities for things to change. In this sport, there simply are no guarantees. The weekend begins here.
So, welcome to Miami. We already just set our sponsor targets, that's already done, so we're going to go straight into setting up practice. For this session, I am going to run Logan Sargent. Get him a little bit more experience. Let's start setting up the car. So, it's a mixture of twiddly bits and very long straights, this circuit. So I'm going to go with a 12 wing to start. I'll go with an 8 at the front. Let's bring the roll bar right down and push the camber up and just tweak the toe to there, and that'll be our starting run. Let's go with a set of softs to get started. We'll change the run plan to 17 laps. Driving options, this is where we can change the pace. So this is the tyre usage. And as you can see, if we drop that right down, it significantly reduces the amount of wear on our engine. So that's something we want to start taking care of. Let's do the same for Oscar's car. So again, let's change this setup. Let's go with a slightly different setup on this one, just so that they're not running the same. Let's go with a very different roll bar for him. Let's go with a 4.6. Again, we'll put the toe quite high, or the camber quite high, and we'll pull the toe back a bit. And again, a 17 lap run. Drop the pace down. And our drivers are ready to go into the session. So how is everyone doing today in chat?
Radio check.
Radio check.
Right, so both the cars are out. Let's start speeding time up and wait for some feedback. Depending on how Logan does over the remainder of the practice sessions I put him in this season, I may possibly replace. Put him in the car instead of Schumacher for next year. Maybe. The whole reason I signed Sargent as the reserve driver was because I wanted that American driver in the American team, and I'd quite like to promote him up to first team driver at some point. It's just a question of whether he's going to be ready at the end of this season or not. Keeping my fingers crossed. Right now, the most important job he's got is to get the car prepped ready for Mick. So we can get his car dialed in really quickly. That's going to make Mick's weekend a lot easier in the other two sessions, where he can just do long runs and get his track knowledge up as quickly as possible. Oh, we're close to feedback time. Oh,
How's the
okay,
balance?
so Oscar's not happy. Let's pull him straight in. Logan has given feedback, but I don't know what it is. Oh, he's not happy either. Okay, that's not good. Let's call them both in. Okay, so we've got some real work to do, but this will give us some kind of idea of which way to go with the setup. We can't really make it that much worse than it is by the look of it. Right, let's start with Piastri's car. Is there anything that's good? Okay, he likes his braking. Everything else is rubbish. So let's give some more rear wing and a little bit less front wing. The roll bar's not bad. Not sure which way to go on that though. I'm going to go back this way. Quite high on the roll bar there. Let's change the... Actually, let's drop it down one. Let's change the tyre camber a bit. Let's reduce the toe down. Let's see how we look. Actually, I can probably go a little bit more. Yeah, there we go. Let's go with that. That's not a bad set of changes to make. Just bear with me a second. There we go. Right. So we need a new set of tyres. I'm going to do the same length run plan, so keep those the same. And now let's work on Logan's car. Okay, so we've got 2 greats and 3 bads. So the wings are very much wrong. Let's go with 13 on the wing there. And 7 on the front. Actually, I'm going to go to 6.5 on the front. The traction has improved, but not enough. I think that could potentially be very close to being spot on. So we'll keep our fingers crossed on that one. Again, keep the rung length the same. Let's get these cars changed over. There goes Oscar. And there goes Logan. Let's just ride on board for a lap with Logan. So what does everyone think of the Miami circuit? You know, the newest circuit on the F1 calendar. I think it has its positives. It also has one massive negative, which we're going to come up to in a moment. But I think it's not a bad circuit. And this is the massive negative to this circuit. This horrible little Mickey Mouse section, which was, you know, I kind of understand why it was done this way. I mean, you can see we're going under the overpass for the freeway entrance to the arena there. That's the on and off ramps that we're driving underneath. So I can kind of understand why they've done it that way, but I think, you know, it definitely needs to be changed for next year. If they can. There we go. We are a lap, done with a lap of Miami. So let's speed time up again. Matthew did practice in Hungary, got Ocon to 97% and Gasly to 91. Very nice. Was that with or without running a test driver? SITV says definitely performing better with that Magnussen. Yeah, well, one race and what was it? Qualified in 9th, finished in 6th. Yeah, great run for Oscar.
Keep focus.
Yeah, copy.
Logan had a wobble.
Oh, they've run wide. We can take a look now. Now just focus on the HAAS. They're way off the racing line there. That isn't good.
Yeah, it could have been worse. He could have put it in the wall. Have you been using your reserve driver at all, Matthew? Yeah, I think it's definitely worth doing if you're planning on at least training up a replacement driver at some point. So I started a Williams file. I immediately replaced Latifi with Piastri, which is a complete no-brainer. And then I got rid of Jack Aitken and put Théo Pourchaire in as my reserve driver, and I've been using him in every race so far because I've only got 1 year left on Albon's contract, and I'm going to replace him at the end of the season with Pourchaire. So I want to get Pourchaire leveled up as much as possible this year so that he takes over, and then I'll have two really, really promising young up-and-coming drivers as my lineup. Okay, so we've got some gearbox wear. That's 39%. So that's going to slow down the car acceleration a little bit. That's fine. Not worried about acceleration in practice sessions. Obviously we're going to switch this gearbox out for the race. Okay, getting close to feedback on Oscar. And now Logan as well. Pace will look slow at the moment, but don't forget we are running one engine, well, not necessarily one engine, but definitely one gearboxes and the lowest possible pace setting in terms of looking after the tyres. Okay, so Oscar's gone to good. I'm going to leave Oscar out for the remainder of the run till his fuel basically is gone, just to get him that little bit of extra track time. But we'll bring Logan Sargent in as soon as we get feedback from him, and then send him out on a set of used tyres just to do an extra couple of laps. Try and get that car prepped a little bit better for Mick for P2. Okay, so Logan's definitely got an improvement in the car. There's definitely a lot of work to go yet, though. We've got to go to great and then optimum. So we're not there yet. Right, what needs to change? Okay, so the traction is still wrong. Let's go 5.5 on the roll bar. Need to change the front wing angle a bit more. And change the rear wing as well. Let's go 12.5. And do I go 6 or do I go the other way? Let's go the other way and see what happens. Cornering, I've really overdone the cornering. Need to dial that back. There we go. So we have to change the tyres. We'll put on the set we did the first run on because they've got a little bit more life on them. Let's change the run plan down to just a handful of laps, just to get the thing out on the track again. Let's go with 4 laps. It's going to take 4 minutes just to get this thing turned around, so we're only going to have fuel for maybe 3 laps of running anyway. How's Oscar doing on fuel? Not too bad. He's got maybe another 2 laps in the car. And considering we're running with the worn gearbox and the lowest pace setting on tyres, still P16. Not bad. I mean, we're on soft, so I'm guessing the cars below us, yeah, they're on different compounds, but that's not too bad. We're not that far off Vettel. Okay, so Oscar pretty much ran out of fuel. So let's take a look at his car. Okay, so we've got the traction spot on. However, the rear wing is really bad. We need to make a big change there. So, be careful not to overdo it with the front wing. Looking at minimal changes there. We need to improve the cornering. Don't really want to break that optimal. Okay, I think maybe a touch too much on the rear wing, but we'll try it. Can I tweak the braking stability a bit? Yeah, there we go. So this car's not going to get out back on track in time, I don't think.
I think that was a crash.
Oh, Stroll's
Let's
crashed.
take a closer look. So this was the Aston Martin.
Ugh,
That's an off and a big
that's
off.
It's like he just turned the wheel the wrong way.
And that was a bitter blow for the team.
And that is why Aston Martin will never win anything. Gasly ended up throwing away a race winner at Azerbaijan. Hey, you're challenging for wins in the AlphaTauri. That's pretty good. Are you still in your first season, or are you in your second season now? It's not worth sending Oscar out for nothing, really. Still in your first season. Okay. If I were playing just one file, I could have probably killed the first season by now, but I keep starting new files. I've got this one on the go. I've got a Williams on the file on the go that I started today. I've got a Mercedes file. I've got my Aston Martin file. You know, I've got 4 different team saves running at the moment, and I've had a quick look at Ferrari. Just a very quick look at Ferrari.
Yeah, copy that.
Oh, I've got a McLaren file as well. So yeah, McLaren, Haas, Aston Martin, Williams, Mercedes. I've got 5 different teams on the go at once. There we go, end of the session. So, not a bad bit of work. Need to get Mick in the car now, do a decent run. Let's go with some mediums, which will do 33 laps. So we'll do a 19 lap run, which will bring him in early on. Again, we're going to protect the engine. Same with Oscar. We'll try and make these last a full session if we can. Actually, no, with Oscar, I'm going to go softs and then mediums, then we'll get to run hards once we've got the car a bit more dialed in. So we'll do that in P3 with Oscar. So run plan, 17 laps. Protect the engine. Let's go to practice 2.
Ready to check.
Probably should have sent Oscar out first. Let's get Mick to move out of the way. Let's get a lap first of all. There we go. He came in third in Austria. Ah, good job. Best result I've had so far is a third place, I think. I've had back-to-back third places with my Mercedes in the first 2 races, but beyond that, I haven't hit a podium yet. So we did get 6th last time out. Oh, we've got a crash. Who's crashed? Vettel. Vettel's crashed.
We've just had a crash on the track. Let's take a look at the replay. Let's have a look here.
Has he done a stroll?
Aston Martin.
He has. He's done a stroll. He's turned right instead of left. That's not a good corner for the Aston Martins there. Right, there's a bit of a gap between the two, so we can. Oh, we've already turned it off. Okay. In that case, let's speed time up again. Aston Martin may as well get Magnussen at this point. Well, I don't rate Stroll in real life. I don't think he's worthy of a seat anymore. I think he had his moment, and he should have moved on. it's not going to happen. But that's what I think. But in the game, he's actually not too bad in terms of his rating. It's a 79. No real improvement in the car yet for Schumacher. That's a bit of a shame. I was hoping it might be great. Let's bring that in. Oscar's still got a bit of work to do to get his setup dialed in. I am curious as well, actually, to see if anyone ends up signing Magnussen. I mean, he's an 80 rated driver in this. He's better than quite a few drivers. He might even be higher than that. Might be an 82. I wouldn't be at all surprised to see somebody sign him. Okay, so we've gone way too far the wrong way on the front wing, which is kind of what I expected. There we go. Let's go with that. And hope that that works. Still haven't seen a red flag. Nope. I had an interesting moment in practice at Jeddah earlier with Williams, where 3 cars collided. Someone locked up and ended up punting 2 of the cars. Was it Australia? Might have been Australia. It was either Jeddah or Australia on my Williams file today earlier. And 3 cars got punted into the wall. 2 drivers in that collision of like the 3 or 4 cars involved picked up penalties, but no red flag. Not even a safety car. Just, I think it was a VSC for a lap. I can't even remember if it was a VSC. Yeah, I think there was a VSC, but there wasn't a full safety car. So yeah, still no red flags. Okay, getting close to feedback from Oscar. Oh, we gone straight to optimal. Ah, nice. Okay, so we can focus on Oscar just getting a nice long run in. Let's conserve the fuel a little bit. Actually, no, I was going to put him on set mediums, wasn't I? Let's bring him in. See just how optimal the optimal setup is. There might still be room for a little tweak. And then we'll just run into the red flag at the end of the session. Or the checkered flag, as I should say. On a set of mediums. One thing we do have to be wary of with Oscar, he is blindingly fast, but he is brutally hard on his tyres. So that's something we have to take into account when choosing his runs in practice, and also when it comes to his race strategy as well. Oh, Mick is ready to go out. Can't believe I didn't send him out. Okay, that's pretty damn good, 97%. What needs to be tweaked? Just cornering and the oversteer front wing value. There we go. I think that is as close as I can get to changing just those two values. Looks like we might potentially lose traction slightly. Yeah, I think that's going to be it. You can't necessarily do a straight setup copy because the drivers have different driving styles. They have different preferences. So you can use one car's setup as a baseline for the other driver, but you will still have to make some tweaks. You can't run identical setups and get identical results, or at least it depends on who you've got as your drivers, I suppose. If you had two drivers with exactly the same style, then yes, you could do that, but I do like to try and get each driver perfectly comfortable in the car if I can. So let's go with a long run plan. Let's go 25 laps of fuel. We probably won't have time to do all 25 laps, but we'll give him the option. I'll save a little bit of fuel on Nick's car as well.
Okay.
So I think we're still going to have to do a little bit of work on Mick's car. I really hope I haven't gone the wrong way with that little change on Oscar's car. I might pull him in just at the end of the session just so I can roll back the changes if necessary. Come on, Mick, give us some feedback.
Someone spun out. Let's see what happened there.
What did
Let's have
Sainz
another
do?
look. Science is the focus here.
Oh, he hit.
What a
He
spin
hit Mick.
out.
The cheek,
And the
the
team had
nerve.
such high hopes today.
Check Mick's car. No, no aero damage, just that gearbox wear. Okay, that's good. It's not going to cost me any money. Okay, getting towards the tail end of the session, and just under, well, nearly 11 minutes to go. We should get some feedback from Oscar before the session ends. I'm hoping we do. Okay, so mixed car has improved, but it's not there yet. It's kind of what I was expecting. How much fuel has he got left? I'm going to leave Mick out, because we're going to have to make some tweaks anyway, so we'll just let him run as long as we can for the rest of this session, just to get his track knowledge up as much as possible. Hopefully Oscar's going to give us the feedback that we need. Still got plenty of fuel left in his car. Okay, so we'll cancel the call in. Keep an eye on his fuel. Don't want him running out of fuel on track if we can avoid it. His tyres are pretty much gone as well.
Race I got.
Yeah, copy.
Come on, let's go. Give me what I need. Oh yeah, we have gone the wrong way with the car. I had... damn it. Alright, let's call him in straight away. Schumacher on the lap. Okay, he's got one. He's got this lap on him, basically. So yeah, we're gonna have to call him in. Otherwise, he will run out on track. But it means we get to have a quick look at his setup. We probably won't change it till the start of the next session, depending on where it is. The first patch for the game is coming out, I think now on PC, and we'll be joining consoles pretty soon. There are some little changes to animations and missing audio and missing headshots and stuff, so we might actually get to see Oscar's head in the game rather than just his helmet from now on, once that patch goes live. We'll have to wait and see. I'd imagine they've got to be working on it if they haven't done it already, because he's becoming such a prominent figure in F1 at the moment. Okay, yeah, we did go the wrong way. Okay, so we revert the change and then go the other way. Too much. try that. That's a slight tweak in the opposite direction. Just throw on any odd set of tyres just to make the changes start. We won't get them finished before the session ends anyway, but do I think I'll be fighting Yuki? I think I'll be breezing past Yuki in the race. Qualifying is a different matter. We don't seem to have pace when it comes to quali, but we do have good race pace because we push the car harder than we push our opponents do. Comes at a cost. It does mean that we wear our components out a bit quicker, and at some point we are going to have to take penalties as a result. But if it gets us the results and we have the budget, it's not the end of the world. Okay, traction is definitely in need of some changing. That's pretty similar in terms of positioning, I think, to where we need to be. Yeah, we'll go with that. So, just throw these tyres on just to make the changes start. Change the run plan. Confirm. And that's the end of the session. So comfortably off the pace. But again, running on the slowest pace setting, and we are comfortably faster, effectively, than the Astons. We're going to be up there with Yuki in terms of quali pace. That's a decent lap per album on hard tyres. Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see where we shake out pace-wise.
Welcome back as we continue our race weekend with practice soon to finish and then qualifying hot on its heels. Time and time again, we see just how little separates the drivers as they complete their qualifying laps. Those who have pushed that little bit harder during qualifying can be rewarded with a grid place that sets them apart from their competitors going into the race. Here we go, folks. It's time to get started.
Alright, so we've already done the setup tweaking. That's why they're both showing us untested. We're going to go on to hard tyres for this session. We're going to go with long run plans. Driver options, again, protecting the engine. Yep, we made the change, didn't we? It's the run plan I need to change. There we go. And there we go. Fingers crossed, this will nail Oscar's car perfectly. And get Schumacher at least up to a very, very good grade. Into the 90s, I'm hoping. So these times are going to be slow because we're running very slow tyre pace and we're very heavy on fuel. But I don't really care about these times. It's practice, so it's more about getting that practice time in on the circuit and getting the cars dialed in. It's much more important. think we're probably the only ones running hards towards the back as well. Yeah, pretty much. Almost everybody's on softs right now. You can see those times coming down as the fuel burns off. Interestingly, Oscar's fuel is burning off a lot faster. Where is... Ah, because Mick is tucked in behind Vettel, that's why. Or at least he was. He's got clear air in front of him now. So there you can see the benefit of running, in someone's slipstream and someone's DRS in the race. Really does reduce your fuel burn. All right, there we go. We got optimal with Mick. So we'll just let him run. And then when his run's finished, we'll check, and if we can make a tweak, we will do. In fact, actually thinking about it, just in case we do need to make a minor tweak, let's call him in now. We're back to optimal with Oscar as well. This is looking very good. Again, we'll take a quick look, and if we don't need to make a change, we'll send them straight back out on the same tyres, just with a bit more fuel, and just let them run.
Okay, understood. Inhibitor on, please.
It's always best to make sure, if you want your drivers to perform, that they actually have a car that they've got given full feedback set up on at the end of the session, rather than one they give them partial, because then they'll just have a question mark and their performance bonus will be quite low. Whereas even if the setup isn't necessarily great, and you know that a tweak will make it better, if you've got the full knowledge of the setup, your bonus is probably going to be 14 or 15 out of 15, as long as you've got decent runtime on the track as well. Oh, there we go, 97%. I'm not even going to think about tweaking that. I'm happy to leave that at 97. So we'll just send him straight back out. Let's take a look at Mick. Same for Mick. We're just going to send him straight back out. No point messing with those. Just get them running. Get those track acclimatization percentages up. They've got the fuel, they've got the tyres to run to the flag now. Once Oscar hits 100%, I'll probably bring him in just to save a bit more wear on the car. But yeah, Mick's got to run for the rest of the session. This is the only downside to running a rookie driver, a reserve driver in P1, is that it definitely hampers your driver's track acclimatization over the weekend. Safety car is raring to get on the track. I don't think you get safety cars in practice sessions. I think they just red flag in real life, or VSC. They usually just red flag if there's a problem. Call everyone into the pits, deal with whatever needs to be dealt with on track, and then just send everyone back out and restart the session. Can't really do that in a race though. Well, he could, but he'd be stopping potentially quite a lot.
Someone's run wide.
Oh,
Let's have a
Stroll's
look.
at a wobble again.
Now let's have a look. It's Lance Stroll. Goodness me. They're
That's not too bad.
completely off.
Okay, 94% for Oscar. Mick's only at 70%. I was hoping I could get him to at least 80. Preferably higher. And there we go, it's 100 for Oscar. So we'll call him in. He's done for the weekend. Or he's done for practice. And now it's all about Mick. Just letting him run. More than enough fuel. Enough tyres. That's 80%. Let's see if we can get it to 85. Oh, comfortably. Can we get him to 90? Probably not. Okay, there we go. A very successful practice. And this is the bonus I was talking about here. So you can see that both are very, very high. Mick's obviously not quite there because his track acclimatization is only 88%, but the setup bonus amounts for 9 out of 15 of the driver performance bonus that can be gained. So if you have a car that's almost perfect, and if you make that little tweak with, say, 15 minutes to go, you can send the driver out, but you're not going to get all 5 feedback marks that you need to get a complete feedback report on the car. So you're not going to have a setup confidence rating at the end of the session. You're just going to have question marks, which means you're losing instantly 9 points off your weekend bonus. So the best you'll get is 6 out of 15. And the better the bonus, well, you can see there, the better the control, accuracy, cornering, braking and reactions. It's a nice little boost. And don't forget, you can make changes to the car after practice at the start of qualifying at any point until you send the car out onto the track in qualifying. As soon as you do that, you're into parc ferme and you can't make any major changes. You can pretty much only change the front wing. So our guys are set, we're ready. We've got the run plans done. Don't want to cool down that fuel. Let's go qualify. So my plan is to do 3 runs, 2 on these tyres, so we'll do another run about halfway through the session, and then at the end of the session we'll go on a brand new set of tyres, see if we can get both cars into Q2. I'm confident we can get 1 in, whether we can get both in or not is another matter. Well, it's pretty much guaranteed to get 1 car in. I mean, we're going to beat the Astons, we're going to beat the Williams, so of the 5 that's getting eliminated, it could be one of our cars, it could be neither. If we can beat, say, Sonoda, or maybe Joe. Given the performance of the Ferrari engine in the Alfa Romeo, don't think it's going to be those guys. I know technically we've got the same engine, but they've got a better car. Not by much. Do we think Piastri to Q3 again? No, I don't think so. Not on this track. It'd be nice, but I think we're looking at 11th, maybe 12th. Assuming we get good solid runs without being held up. I am probably a little bit too close with Mick. Let's speed Oscar up by going full attack now. Full deploy. Try and get him to stretch away a little bit.
Some margin, try to increase the pace a little bit.
Copy.
Just to give a little bit more space to Mick so it doesn't cause some dirty air issues for him. The game does that for you automatically if you leave it on automatic mode, Ruben. That's why at the very end of the lap when I took over control of Piastri, I moved everything off the lowest setting onto the highest setting. Oh, did we get a little bit of hold up there? Might possibly have affected the run slightly. We have got... I was looking at Mick's car, wasn't I? Okay. So the tyres are getting hot, but they'll cool down again on the straight. Corner. Let's see what sort of pace we've actually got. .131. Mick 8/10 off, so Mick did get held up ever so slightly by the look of it.
On.
There's not normally that big a gap between these two. Oh no! I forgot to change the gearbox. Alright, so it looks like we're going to be running worn gearboxes. I forgot to do something. I couldn't think what it was, but I knew I'd forgotten something. If I change, I'm starting at the back of the grid. I mean, I don't really want to do that. Certainly don't want to do it with Oscar's car, but how bad's his gearbox? 33%. It's not horrendous yet, but it's not far off going into major, which is going to really hamper him in the race. Ugh. The harder I push the car, the more I'm going to wear it out as well, so I've got to take that into consideration. This might be a race where we just really take it easy during the race and don't push over the top. I'm still going to push them hard at the very beginning of the race just to try and gain a few positions, and then we might just try and stay in DRS for as long as we can until we drop out of it, and then just not keep pushing to keep getting back into it. I don't want to risk breaking the car. Right,
yeah,
so
confirmed.
Same tyres. Yeah, Mick definitely must have got held up to be 8/10 off Oscar. He's not that much slower. Go out and do our second run now. Doing one more run will only wear the gearbox more. I know, but financially it could be beneficial in terms of our sponsor targets. The gearboxes aren't going to fail in this race, but they are going to get to the point where they are very worn. So we're going to have to basically ditch them completely at the end of this race. And if it doesn't look like they're improving, then I'll probably pull them in. Mick should improve. Got a nice clear bit of track. If Mick gets knocked out in Q1, I could change it in the other engine components. Well, the engines aren't too bad. The ERS is fine. I've only got 2 of those, and that's absolutely fine. It's just the gearboxes that were really the main issue. And I might, possibly, if Mick does get knocked out, I might go ahead and just change his. Oscar's I can't take the risk. He's our best chance of achieving our sponsor objectives. Both drivers are improving. So let's see, Oscar's a 1.457 off at the moment. He's improved by a tenth. Mick's improved by half a second. There we go. That gap is 4 tenths as opposed to what it was. Okay, and that's not too bad. So, fresh set of tyres to get them both through. Do I want to risk it with Oscar? I might not risk it with Oscar. Sonoda's going to improve. Joe might well improve because he's quite slow. Ocon's probably going to improve. That's going to knock me down 3 places potentially, so it's going to put me 13th. Then Ricciardo, you've got to figure Ricciardo might go a bit faster, Gasly might go a bit faster, so that puts me 15th. And Mick 16th. I'm going to gamble. I'm going to leave Mick. I'm going to send Mick out again. But I'm going to leave Oscar in the pits. So we'll give Schumacher a fresh set. It'll improve his time, but I don't think it'll be enough to beat Oscar. But it might be enough to keep him out of the drop zone. Oscar, I don't think I can improve his position really that much, maybe a tenth of a second with a fresh set of tyres. Maybe 2 tenths at an absolute push. But the guys above him are going to improve as well, so rather than putting the extra hours or the extra laps on his gearbox, we'll leave him in the pits. And that way, if Mick does get knocked out, we can change that gearbox, start him at the back, and maybe put him on a more aggressive strategy. Or maybe just put him on a very conservative strategy and just go long and hope that we can piggyback off some of the other cars in front for a bit. Okay, so the garage is emptying out. Sonoda's not going to stay at the bottom. He's going to improve by at least a second. Okay, so out you go, Mick. See what you can do. That's right on board for this one. I won't be able to buy new components yet because I'll have other components that won't have run. You have to use all of your original components, even if it's only for a lap, to be able to buy new components, you know, to go outside of your allowance. And then it's $1 million a pop for each piece of equipment. So an engine, a gearbox, and the new ERS component. That's $3 million for you know, for all three of them. Okay, we're cutting it a little bit close on time, but we should be fine. Okay, start to push now. Hopefully he does not have a wobble. I'm going to need to take new ones at some point in the season. I am, but like I said, because I'm still on the first or second component for certain things, you know, I can't just go ahead and buy a brand new part yet. It won't let me. I'll show you at the end of quali. Okay, Mick down to 14th. Now 15th. Need to find a 1/10 of a second to beat Yuki. Because I'm still expecting Zhou to improve above us. We're up in the first and second sectors. There's Zhou's improvement. Come on, we need less. We just need 800ths of a second. That's all we need, 800ths of a second. Yes! Good stuff, we knocked out Yuki. So both cars into Q2. Very nice. So no changes then. No gearbox changes this race. We'll just have to tough it out. So if I go to do that, because I have one or more parts that's currently been unused, I can't even try and buy a new part. It doesn't let you. So with the gearbox, I've only used 2 parts. So again, I can't buy a new gearbox because I still haven't used that one or that one. So all I could do is, if I do change it, all I'm doing is just moving myself to the back of the grid, which I don't really want to do. So we'll just, like I say, we'll tough it out for this race, and then we'll change them once the race is done. A new engine would give us, you know, some improvement, but not massively, and it would be towards the end of the race that we would see the drop off. So, right, Q2. Probably just going to do the one run at the end of the session.
Ready to check.
So make sure we've got new tyres on. Yes, we do. And new tyres as well, and an extra set left over for Oscar because we didn't run them at the end of the session. So let's speed time up. Assuming Oscar doesn't make a mistake, then he should get 13th. If I can get 12th, that would be really nice. I don't think I've quite got the pace for 12th. Gasly, Ricciardo, Vettel again. Very slow laps. They got held up at some point.
Okay, no go.
Yeah, copy.
Oh, look at that. Literally nose to tail. Hopefully they'll space themselves out a little bit. If I take control, even on the slowest pace, they're going to start charging ahead of the cars in front. They're going to end up compromising their position. So I've just got to hope. I might get Piastri to go hard a little bit earlier. It's not that much further, not that far behind one of the Alphas. Is that Zhou in front of us? Yeah, Zhou just in front of us. So I'm either going to compromise Oscar or I'm going to compromise Mick here. Unless they manage to separate themselves a bit, which doesn't look like it's going to happen. Alright, we'll take manual control of Oscar in just a second. There we go, that should hopefully create a little bit of a gap. Yeah. Okay, that's enough of a gap just about, so that they won't trip over each other in the corners. Who knows, this might actually benefit Mick with enough of a slipstream on the straights as well. It's just a question of whether or not he gets overly compromised in the slower stuff to undo that slipstream. Okay, where are we going to cross the line? Oscar goes P13, Mick stays 15th, which is kind of what I expected. Let's have a look at the time deltas. Very close to Zhou. Okay, was that enough for quality? Did I set 12th as a target? I think I might have set 12th as a
It's
target.
race day, and final preparations are underway.
Ah, 14th. Okay, that's fine. And reach Q2 with just one driver. Okay, well, we made both of those. That's good. Finish position. Both drivers to finish 14th. Do I want to make a guarantee on position gain? One place each? No. I don't. Because I'm worried about them losing some pace at the end of the race because of the gearbox. We achieved our quali streak bonus, so we're going to get 1 million at the end of the race. Just for that one bonus. That's very nice. That money's going to come in very handy. That's where we set the finish streak of 12. Okay. Right, strategy time. Let's have a look. Okay, so that is no push. Just about makes a one-stop comfortable. A two-stop is 17 seconds slower. But if we tweak when those pit stops are made, how much faster can we make it? Now, I think I could probably do a medium soft run. That's 23 seconds faster. And that's with no push. That's just baseline pace. Oh, it's not 23 seconds. It was 23 seconds faster than the original version of that strategy. It is 6 seconds faster than one stopping. So let's go with that for Mick. So then, even if he is struggling a little bit for pace in terms of acceleration because of his gearbox at the end, he's got good tyres to try and claw some of that back. Plus, it does give us a little bit of margin for push on his tyres where we need to as well. So we'll do that. We're going to make sure that he goes aggressive off the line to try and gain a couple of places as quick as possible. And for Oscar, I think I'm going to flip it. I think I'm going to go soft, medium, medium. Try and get him up as many places as possible, as quickly as possible. And then just bed down. So let's go with this strategy. Let's change that first stint to softs. He's got 2 sets of softs as well, so I might even be able to go soft, medium, soft. He is a bit harder on his tyres. Could I squeeze in a soft, medium, soft? It's a bit dicey. Don't really want to go more than 15 laps. What about soft, hard, soft? And then maybe push in that session. Okay, so let's update that strategy. That is slower. That is slower than the one stop. By 8 seconds. Okay, that's not good. Alright, so soft, medium, medium. That was with pushing those mediums on the hards on the middle stint as well. Okay, that's a 14-second improvement over the previous version of the strategy, even taking that change of pace into account. And yeah, again, 6 seconds faster. Alright, there we go. That's our strategy set. Fuel. Can probably add a little bit of extra fuel. Just to cover their pace. I'm going to go really hard with Oscar to start. So I'm going to put even more fuel in his car. I want to run him at full pace on those softs as long as I can. So we'll push his pace mode up, fuel usage up, push to overtake off the line. Okay, there we go. We are set for the race.
It's a bit of a cloudy day for the race, but the atmosphere as ever is electric. Looking at the HAAS. With their starting position in the back 10, they'll have their work cut out for them. And it's Schumacher as the second driver today. They'll be starting the race from the bottom half of the grid, so there's a fair bit of ground to make up. And we're just moments away now. One of the newest races in F1, and hopefully one of the most exciting too. It's the Miami Grand Prix. And it's lights out, and away we go.
Alright, so all eyes on Oscar to start. Mick, do not fight Oscar at the start. Just in case. Alright, we're past Joe already. Good start.
Nice work.
Is that a new race position for HAAS?
Can we get someone up the inside here? I don't think so. I think Alonso's looking to make a move up the inside himself. Oh, Mick's moving up.
Very good.
It's past Ricardo.
HAAS with an overtake there.
Okay. Can we get up the inside of Alonso into the tight turn at the end of the time? I think we are. I think we're going to get him here. All right, nice work. We've got Alonso. Next up is Norris.
Good job, that's one. Good job.
Oh, can we get Norris on the inside as well?
HAAS with an overtake.
Yes, we can. Right, Oscar's storming up the field.
Keep it up.
Let's see, what else is everyone else running? With the only the only car on softs. Everyone else is hards and mediums. Okay, well that's going to work to our advantage in terms of gaining some quick places. Does mean everyone else is probably going to be on softs at the end of the race. That's assuming that they're two stopping. Some of these might actually will probably only be one stopping. Got the inside of Gasly. Beautiful stuff. Nick's up to 13th. I didn't see, but he got past Joe. So now he's up to the back of Alonso. Wouldn't see Magnussen do that. Well, no, in that situation he would, but he'd then probably bin it into the wall. Or lock up and go wide. As he did for the 3 races in a row that we had him employed. Right, we're on the back of Russell already.
DRS enabled.
We might even get Russell into turn 1 here. Not quite. Okay. I'm going to set his ERS to neutral. I'm going to calm the tyres down a little bit. But we should hopefully still have enough pace like this to get past him. Let's check in on Mick. Calm down Mick's ERS as well. And I'm going to calm his tyres down a bit as well. Okay, Russell's made a move on Ocon, and we're now right on Ocon's gearbox. So we should be able to put a move here on Ocon. Yeah, Piastri's on charge right now. This is why I put the extra fuel in this car, so I can really push his pace quite hard at the start. Don't really want to burn his tyres too hard. Try and harvest a little bit of ERS while we're
Charge on. Yeah.
still putting out good pace like this. This is where it's always risky with the HAAS car, because it doesn't have the outright pace of the Alpines and obviously the Mercedes and even the McLarens at times, depending on the circuit. Charging ERS is always the point where you risk dropping out of the DRS range. So far we're doing okay. Mick is right on the edge of losing DRS. He should get it back comfortably under braking here, because there's a bit of a squabble going on in front of him. Yeah, there we go. Let's come down a little bit. I would like to try and get his ERS up a little bit as well, but he's a little bit harder to work at the moment. Keep an eye on Oscar. This also leaves us a little bit more vulnerable to Gasly making a counter-attack, because we're not really using that much ERS on the straight. He's thinking about having a lunge. Oh, we made contact! Luckily, no damage, I think. Yeah, no damage. Chance of an Aston crash. Never say never. They both did it in practice. Right, this is where I might potentially drop out. No, I think I'm safe. Yeah, I'm safe. Ooh, am I safe? Yes, I'm just safe. Whew. Okay, let's go to neutral.
Charge off.
And Schumacher will go harvest now.
Charge on, charge on.
Let's just check in on him. Where is he? 7/10 back. That's okay. Love this way of simulating F1. Yeah, me too. I remember, I think it was F1 2006. You had the ability to kind of run director mode, where you could just basically choose a custom grid starting order for the entire field, and then just watch a whole race. And I would do that all the time. I would just, put all the fast guys to the back of the grid, and big lockup. Oh, that's held everybody up. I hate when that happens. But it has left Gasly vulnerable, because he's out of DRS of Alonso. So let's just ease that fuel off. Just got to be careful I don't get jumped by Joe here. But yeah, I used to put build a reverse grid, or just some of the faster cars, and just watch who could fight their way through first, you know, to the front of the grid, Alonso or Schumacher. And it varied depending on the circuit, but you know, more often than not it was Alonso, simply because his car was a better car that year. That was the year he won his second title. Okay, got to be wary of Zhou. He's right in our gearbox. Still charging. But we have got DRS on Gasly. Might get lunged. Yeah, we got lunged. But we need to rebuild that ERS, and we might be able to hold the outside line here. Yes, we can. Very nice. How's Oscar doing? He's doing okay. Let's get him on attack again.
Come on, let's close the gap.
Maybe one more lap of charging up from Mick here, and then I can put him back to neutral. Someone's run wide. Who's run wide? Stroll, I think. Or maybe not.
That sounds like someone's gone wide.
It's Sainz.
We can take a look now. Okay, here's the Ferrari.
Oh, it's not that bad, but it's going to... Oh, that's a really ugly way of rejoining the track. Yeah, that's cost him quite a few seconds there.
The team are really disappointed with that. Let's hope it doesn't set them back too badly.
Okay, looks okay for now. Let's check in with Oscar. We're in ninth. Still in ninth. Russell and Ocon trading positions constantly. Oh, here's a chance up the inside. No. Russell covered us off. Oh, and we nearly had contact with Norris there. That's caused Norris to drop back a touch. Is he going to get out of DRS range? No, he should get us here. Should catch back up. Yeah, he's back in range. We've almost burned through the entire battery again already. Right, let's put Mick into neutral.
Motor race.
Copy.
I think we've hit our pace limit. I don't think we've really got enough pace to make a big push further up the field.
We are P14.
Alfa Romeo just moved up a place.
Zhou jumped us, and he's making a move on Gasly as well. Zhou suddenly pushing hard. And that's the thing, we took ourselves onto we were charging, and we left ourselves vulnerable to Zhou, and he jumped us. But we're back on neutral now, so we should be able to defend better. Come on, Oscar. Alright, let's calm the tyres down again. Let's go full calm down actually on this. We can still keep the pace high because we had that extra bit of fuel to allow us to just burn hard like this.
Charge on.
Copy.
And this charge mode is less about increasing how much you save under braking. It's more about just not using as much when you do actually use ERS. So instead of a big chunk here on this acceleration, you get just a tiny little bit of usage. This is what leaves you vulnerable to being passed or left for dead on the straights. We have got DRS, which is good. These two are hopefully going to squabble into the turn, which will allow us to close up under braking and keep us in range for the next DRS zone. Oh, they're actually going side by side through here. And there we go, we're right back on the back of them again. Joe has still not found a way past Gasly. Oh, here comes Ricciardo. No, Norris. Ricciardo's further down the field.
Charge off.
We are running a risk of potentially just not quite getting back into DRS range if we keep charging like that, so
If you've got some margin, try to increase the pace a little bit.
we have burnt those tyres very hard. Probably going to have to pit a lap early. Actually, let's make that change now. Did that save? No, it didn't. Nope. I keep forgetting to do that. I keep forgetting to press the update strategy button. Mick kind of still stuck. Sure gets Gasly. Gasly will probably get him back on the next straight. I need to save these tyres now. We pushed them harder than I wanted. Well, harder than I would, too hard for too long is the right way to say that. But we're not charging, so we should, and we're still running at full pace, so we should be able to keep with them relatively well. Who knows, we might even be able to take a lunge somewhere. So we're into the newly adjusted pit window. Let's leave him here for a bit. Let's go back to Mick. Now Mick's got plenty of life left to play with in the tyres. We're going to go full burn on the ERS here. See if we can't make a move on the straight. Get between these two. Go on, up the inside, go on. Ah, nearly. Situations like this is where a better gearbox would have helped. That's slightly better acceleration, but we have got a good run here on the back of Gasly. Gasly's going to stay in the slipstream. Can we get him around the outside here? Oh, bit of a squeeze. Oh, we got squeezed. We got really badly squeezed there. And now we have to burn what's left of our battery just to get back into range again. Alright, let's go neutral. Back to Oscar. Ooh, oh! Just in time to see Alonso go wide.
Mega job, mates. Mode push.
Yep.
Is that a new race position for
We
HAAS?
don't have DRS, but we are on a full push. So we should get back into range by the time we get into the next DRS zone. I hope. We've only got a couple of laps left in these tyres. Can we hang on to the back of Russell here? Oh, we are slowly inching up. Can we get him under braking? Can we get within that 1 second? Nope, I don't think we did. No DRS, the battery's gone. And now we're going to be vulnerable to Norris. So let's just back off. We'll charge the ERS. We're going to get overtaken by Norris on the straight.
Charge on, please.
Hopefully we don't get overtaken by Alonso as well. And this just gives us a slightly healthier battery situation when we come out the pits at the end of the next lap. Back to Mick. Mick is up behind Joe. Gasly looking to break away a little bit. Can we get a move done up the inside here?
Currently P9.
Nope, not quite.
And McLaren with a great overtake.
Yeah, so we're expecting that move. We are still ahead of Alonso, who's almost out of range of DRS. He is out of range of DRS. No, he's not. He's right. He's right behind us. Oh, he's got us at the inside. Okay. Well, we're charging, so yeah, and our tyres are pretty much done. So this is the lap we're pitting. Our powertrain showing an exclamation mark. I think that's still just a gearbox, isn't it?
So let's box this lap.
Oh, the engine is now slightly worn as well, so it's minor acceleration loss again. Well, that's okay. We're still in DRS range. We're still clear of Ocon. We're going to have fresh tyres at the end of this lap. Mixed tyres are now starting to get to the point where we do need to think about saving them a little.
And lift off. Understood.
Oh, didn't get DRS. Okay. Not the end of the world, but would have been nice. So into the pit lane for Oscar. Get on a set of mediums.
Entry.
Okay, understood.
Those tyres really fell away at the end there. Given how long we were pushing them to their limit, it's not surprising. Pit stops look so slow. It's just the changing animation of the tyres just looks so slow. But if I'm right, it's because of the way that they do the levels of different of ability on your pit crew's tyre changing ability. So it's going to be one thing, the set speed, and then that gets incrementally slowed down based that animation gets incrementally slowed down based on what percentage level score you have on your changing ability on your pit crew. That's probably why it looks a bit. Right, Mick is still in this DRS train. I want to try and start charging him up a little bit, but I'm also wary of going to get overtaken by Ricciardo if I do that. Those two still scrapping. We're going to have to charge because the only way to
charge on.
Get away from that is to push past them both, and we need a fair bit of battery to do that. So. Interestingly enough, Piastri has actually saved more fuel than Mick, despite only having one lap of extra fuel at the start of the race.
So overtake is available if you need it.
Okay, let's go neutral. He's
Charge
Oscar
off.
at the moment. He is 9.5 seconds behind Sonoda. That gap should start coming down. I don't really want to push him just yet. Let's go back to Mick. Mick coming under a little bit of pressure from Danny Rick, who, despite what someone in the chat told me on Monday, has not signed for Alpine. Speaking of Mick, there's talk about Mick not being a Ferrari driver academy driver at the end of the season as well. So speculation is that Mick might be off to Williams. Okay, Ricciardo's into the pits. We have dropped out of DRS range as a result of that little weird coming together with Danny there. So I need to stop charging. Try and make sure I can catch him up over the next couple of corners. So Oscar back up to 15th, and the gap has come down by a 10th over the last lap to Sonoda. We are running a leisurely pace at the moment. Let's take a look at tyre life for Yuki. So Yuki's on a set of mediums, about halfway through their run by the look of it, if he's one stopping. Would a safety car help me? At this point, not yet. If it came out now, it would help everybody who's running on mediums, because they could jump in and go to hards and do a one-stop. I don't know if they would, but they would have that option. Okay, we're back in range. Let's get charging again. I was just about to say, where's Ricciardo? But of course he just pitted the previous lap, so mystery solved on that one.
Charge.
Copy.
But because Mick's running mediums, depending on when the safety car comes, I do potentially have options. I mean, if Mick changes onto his next set of tyres, and then a safety car happens almost immediately afterwards, then I could theoretically throw him straight onto a set of HAAS and run to the end.
Switch charge on.
We're in the pit window. Well, we're almost in the pit window. Mick's engine's now just ticked into 49% as well. So again, just going to hurt the acceleration a little bit, not much, but a little bit. And then next lap we're in the pit window, so about to trigger that now. There we go, into the window. So we're 3 laps away from pitting on the optimal time. We might pit a lap early, just because we are kind of stuck behind these guys at the moment and not really going anywhere. I could pit now, but I don't want to pit too early, push too hard, and then have to run slow for a bit. I'd rather... I mean, these guys are technically a little bit faster than me. I would rather just stay in their DRS and not lose time to Sonoda. Piastri is now 8 seconds behind Sonoda, so he's pulled back a second and a half. Without actually having to do that much, he's just running very low settings at the moment, or basic settings. Magnussen would have crashed by now. No, he wouldn't have crashed. Maybe, might have had a lock-up. Possibly. Depends on how well we've got his car set up. He's very aggressive, is Magnussen. He's got a very high aggression rating in this game, which means he takes risks, and that's why he has the increased chance of locking up. Plus his control isn't the greatest. So it's a bad combination, high aggression and low control. That's why he keeps spinning out or running wide or locking up. Thinking about maybe having a cheeky push this lap, but I'm going to pit at the end of the next lap. So I'm going to save the ERS and the fuel and push as soon as we come out the pits, really hard for a good 2 or 3 laps. Try and undercut. Maybe investing in a better front wing to decrease the chance of lockups. I've actually got my first upgrades coming after this race. We'll have a new front wing and a new underfloor. So we'll have those in time for Barcelona. So we should see a nice little bit of improvement in the car performance going into that track. So, we're going to box Mick on this lap. Let's go for another set of mediums.
And box, this lap, box. Copy. Box this lap.
See how Oscar's doing. He's got the gap down to just 6 seconds. See, Sonoda, now that he doesn't have anyone to DRS, to get in a DRS train with, he is just dropping back from Schumacher, who is able to stay in Gasly and Zhou's DRS, and if he lost it, he would drop back. But this is where you're seeing, hard tyres that have done 21 laps against medium tyres have done a lot less laps. Maybe, 5-6 laps. And a very quick driver behind the wheel. Someone's gone wide. Who has gone wide? Oh, Mick has lost the DRS.
I think someone's run wide.
Stroll's gone
Here's
wide.
the replay. So this was the Aston Martin. Oh dear, dear, dear. That's far wider than they would have wanted.
That wasn't that bad at all. Let's quickly check on Mick. He is in range. Is he going to get the DRS? Yes, he is. Good. Mr. Watto started a Ferrari save, replaced Carlos Sainz with Mick Schumacher, got second spot in his first race after Leclerc ran out of fuel on the final lap. That's you doing a Binotto then, and a bad strategy if you ran Leclerc out of fuel on the last lap. I have to call you Mr. Wanotto. Okay, now if Mick isn't too far behind Oscar, I might be able to push him up to the back of Oscar, and then they can help each other. So we're going to go full push.
Maximum push now.
We've kept position against Daniel Ricciardo, that's good, despite the fact he's been on pressure tyres for a few laps. If we hadn't had that DRS pull for all those laps, we would not have come out in front of him. Now we need to stay in front of him. Oscar's got the gap down to just over 5 seconds. He is closing up nicely. I'm not going to push him yet, because I'm trying to get Mick up to the back of him for the DRS. And then we can start pushing Oscar a little bit. Okay, Mick is catching really quickly. This could potentially be a fast... No, it's not. It's his outlap, isn't it? It's not going to be the fastest lap on his outlap. But we will go neutral on the DRS. And this push has got us away from Ricciardo. Tyres are overheating a little bit, but it's only going to be for another lap or two. And then we can tone Mick down a little bit and get Oscar to push up a little bit. And hopefully Mick will be able to stay behind Oscar. Get pulled along up the field a bit towards the back of Sonoda. You keep wanting to do a Williams save, but the car is just so bad. Yeah, it is really bad. I think it's a little harsh, their in-game performance compared to real life. I don't think they're quite that bad, but yeah, it's pretty hard. It's pretty hard going. Williams is the insane difficulty. But like I do say, changing your driver lineup is the first thing you need to do with the Williams file. Get rid of Latifi. This is the very first thing you do. Replace him with Piastri, and then Pourchaire's a good bet. He's doing really well in F2 at the moment this season. He's in with a shout at the title. He's a very talented driver. I think he's a 70 rating. So you get him in as the reserve driver. He's better than Aitken, comfortably better than Aitken. And then you just spend the entire season just doing what I'm going to do, and that's training him in every single race, getting him out in P1, FP1 instead of Albon. And then at the end of the season, don't renew Albon's contract and just promote Pourchaire, and then find another young F2, F3 driver to become your reserve team driver and start training him up. Probably I would say an F3 driver is your best bet to go, because get a good rated 17-year-old in the car, because Pourchaire and Piastri are going to be your number 1 and 2 drivers for several seasons potentially. So you don't want to put someone in who is at the same level as them, because you're just wasting it. Alright, Mick is almost in DRS range. Joe's pitting. Alonso's pitting. We're coming out just behind Alonso. Okay, that's actually worked out well for Oscar. It's worked out well for Mick as well, because it means I don't have to push Oscar. And I can calm Mick down now a bit.
We need lift off.
And there we go, cool those tyres off a bit. Yeah, Teo doesn't have the raw speed of Piastri, but he does have more control. He's not as quick,
nice
but he's smoother. He's a lot smoother on his tyres.
HAAS with an overtake there.
Okay, Piastri got Alonso. Beautiful. So now it's time to push Piastri a little bit.
If you've got some margin, try to increase the pace a little bit.
We're less than 2 seconds behind Tsunoda. There he is, just in front. Hopefully Alonso doesn't overtake us here. No, he doesn't. Good. I'm going to take a gamble on Mick, and I'm going to try and charge him up a little bit.
More charge.
Understood.
You could also spend the whole season researching parts for next season, play the long game. Yes, you could. You could absolutely bin off upgrading the car this year. I wouldn't recommend it, because with a bit of luck and the right driver pairing, and a couple of good solid upgrades, the car has the potential to get a point or two here and there. So I wouldn't bin it off completely, but I would certainly prioritise, or at least do a 50-50 split on getting a good upgrade in here and there, and start working on the next season's car.
That's a good overtake from Alpine.
Aston, doing Aston career. An Aston career is one. Say it's one step up from Williams. It's actually quite a big step up, because Aston have got such a big budget that you can just get a lot of facility upgrades in very quickly. You can afford to, buy better drivers. Say in my season, Vettel got my first Q2 run here at Miami, and then got his first points here at Miami with a 9th place finish. That's Norris coming out just in front of us there. Oh, Schumacher, do not fight teammate. Yeah, he's already on that. Okay. And then I sacked Stroll, and I replaced him with Gasly at the end of the race, going into Barcelona, and then Gasly finished 4th in Barcelona. Admittedly, there was a safety car to help me do that, but yeah, 4th place in an Aston Martin with Gasly at the wheel. You know, it's just not possible to do that with a Williams. You know, you've got the budget and to allow you to really upgrade your base very quickly, which allows you to boost your attractiveness, which allows you to get better staff in, better drivers in, you know, at a higher level than you can with Williams. Because although Williams have got some pedigree, they don't have any performance, and they don't have the budget to really just go hell for leather with upgrades. You know, to the things that you need to upgrade to be able to attract the better drivers, the better engineers. So Williams is by far and away the hardest team on the grid to start a career with. It's like a big gap between Williams and then, you know, you're looking at, say, Aston and
More charge off, please.
Copy.
Aston and HAAS as the next up. Okay, Mick should just get DRS. No, he did not. Okay, that's right. He's going to get it going into this braking zone, I think. That's a big queue. Norris, Tsunoda, and Alonso. So we're about to... Oh, Schumacher locked up. Oh, he broke his wing.
Copy.
Ah, please don't be out.
Let's take a closer look. Now just focus on the HAAS.
Gasly is so good in this game. Yeah, he's a really good driver, but he's going to cost you at least 7 million a year, probably more than
Clearly
that.
something went very, very wrong there.
Is Mick still going, or is he out of the race?
That's going to be a big blow to the team. Will they be able to recover? We'll see.
Okay, so we're going to have to switch strategy for Mick here. We're going to have to put him onto a set of hards and go to the end on hards. Open pit options. Let's go for hard tyres. It conflicts with my strategy, I know. We're going to have to change the front wing. This is going to be a long pit stop. Ah, damn it, Mick.
Box, this lap, box.
Copy for box.
This is going to drop him behind Albon. Potentially behind Latifi and Stroll as well.
Copy, pit 3.
Okay, so Mick's race is ruined. Safety car would definitely be helpful now. Well, no, not now. Not now that I've come in at full speed and everyone then could come in and make their pit stops at half speed. There's still quite a few cars yet. Oh no, it looks like they've all stopped. Yeah, it looks like everyone has made their scheduled stop. So yeah, safety car wouldn't hurt now. It's not going to happen. If it was going to happen, it would have happened already, but it would certainly help. Catch me up to the field again, and then I could really push Oscar really hard before his next pit stop. Hell, I could even bring Oscar in early and go to the end. Instead of going onto another set of mediums, I could go onto a set of hards and just run to the end. But Mick has decent potential. Whether that's going to get adjusted going forward or not, I don't know. but his growth rate is just over 1, I think. Whereas some of your older drivers, or your more experienced drivers, theirs is under 1, so they actually lose points. You know, you earn 1,000 points and you've got, say, a 0.67 multiplier, then obviously you're only gaining 670 points at the end of the week, or the end of the session. But someone like Piastri's got a very high potential, so he earns, I think, 1.7 times the points that we earn, or 1.5 times the points he gets. So he can level up quite quickly, but obviously that will decrease as he gets older and as he gets, you know, more experience. Okay, let's go full push. Let's see if we can't find a way past one of these cars.
Copy.
See if we can get Norris. If not in this corner, then maybe into turn 1. Alright, so let's have a look at his tyres. So his tyres will go to the end. He managed to get out actually quite comfortably ahead of the Williams cars. I thought he'd be further behind than that. But I am 15.5 seconds behind Vettel. Make that Sonoda. Okay, bit of work to do. We'll keep an eye on his pace to see whether he's closing at all. And then we might have to start pushing him a bit to catch up. Come on, Oscar. We're approaching your pit window. Let's try and get another place or two before that happens if we can. Fighting for points here. This new floor and new front wing can't come soon enough. How's the gearbox wear now? I haven't looked for a while. 30%. It's not going down too much actually. It's only gone down a couple, 29%. It's only gone down, what, 4% since the start of the race. We've done 32 laps. I think we started on 33%, maybe 32%. So it's only gone down a little bit. The wear rate's not horrendous. When you consider it, you know, how many miles we put on it in terms of the 4 races plus 5 practice weekends as well. 5 qualifying sessions. You know, his gearbox has done quite well, but it's definitely going to get replaced at the end of the race. Right, let's go full deployment.
Mode push.
Copy.
Someone spun. Don't you dare be Mick. It's a crash.
Sounds like there's been a crash.
It's Ocon.
Let's take a look at the replay.
That's someone in front of us.
So there we have the LP.
Well, in front of Mick, he's actually behind us on track. Oh, yeah, that's
Dear me, they won't have been expecting that.
that's potential damage to the back of his car there. Be nice to get feedback like, you know, car has, you know, such and such's car has suffered damage, or they're struggling with an issue. Alright, here we go. This time, we're going to get Norris this time. Oh, god damn it, we had to close the DRS because Norris moved across and we had to brake. Oh, it's not going to happen, is it? Alright, let's calm it down again. Let's Start harvesting the battery. Ready for when we come out the pits. And then we can potentially push and try and undercut them again. Have got to be wary of the fact that these guys are probably, if they're going to make another stop, come out on soft tyres. They might come out on a set of mediums. In which case we'll have balanced tyres and then track position will be critical. Mick is slowly, and I do mean slowly, catching Vettel. Do have a little bit of fuel to play with, but not as much as I'd like. Do have a little bit of tyres to play with, and I do have some battery to play with. So let's get Mick pushing a little bit. Actually, I'm not going to push the fuel. Let's take a look at Mick's gearbox.
Copy.
30.58. Okay. I can live with that. Alonso and Norris just scrapping like this has caused them to fall so far behind Russell. And we can't go anywhere, we're stuck behind them. Gasly's closing on us. I have to up the pace a bit. We are running the risk of falling out of DRS range. We've got the fuel to spare. Got another yellow flag. What was that for? Is that Russell running wide slightly?
I think we've had a car
Yeah,
run
it was.
wide.
Yeah, he didn't slow down that much. We are out of DRS range. Okay, we're in trouble. We can't get back in it. We are in trouble. We are one step away from our preferred pit window, or a preferred pit lap, so I'm just going to push the tyres again.
If you've got some margin, try to increase the pace a little bit.
Got to try and push.
Mode push.
Copy.
This is what happens when you lose the DRS to faster cars, they just go. And sometimes even when you're keeping pace with them, suddenly one of them will just break away, the other one will stick with them and you get dropped, and then they just pull away 3, 4, 5 tenths a lap every lap. And they're gone, and you can't chase them down because you just don't have the inherent pace in the car to catch them up again. Luckily, because these two are constantly scrapping, it means I do have a chance to pull up a little bit of gap into some of the heavy braking zones. So like this, when they go side by side like this, they slow each other down. And even though I didn't have DRS down that straight, I did actually close by 3, 4 tenths. This is the optimal lap, so yeah, we're going to pit. Onto the new mediums for the final lap.
Box.
I really want to charge, but I can't risk it. I've got to try and stay with them. We're right on the cusp. Mick has closed up quite a bit since I pushed him. I'm going to drop him down to neutral. Leave him on higher tyre wear for now. He's going to work his engine a little bit harder as well. Again, we missed DRS. Oh no, we got it. I'm looking at the wrong screen. We did get it. And again, they should go side by side into the corners or slow each other up in the braking. So even though it says we're 1.3, we're not.
Charge on.
Copy.
Sometimes the deltas don't update properly, so if I click off and then click back on, there you can see it updates. Someone else has spun again. Okay, it's getting a bit spinny out there. Who's gone? That's a yellow
Feels
flag.
like a spin.
It's Vettel.
Let's see what happened there. Taking a look again, it involves Sebastian Vettel.
Oh, he's oh wow, yeah, he's
There
just dropped
is.
it.
That's where they spin out.
Okay. Yellow flag's cleared. Didn't take long. So, mediums to the end. Three and a half seconds. Yeah, we don't have the best pit crew. I am training them on improving their wheel changes. It's going to take some time. So we're going to push hard. I'd like to have some ERS to do that. I'll go neutral.
Charge off.
Copy.
Let's see if we can get up to the back of Ocon as quickly as we can. Mick is now just 8.5 seconds behind Vettel thanks to his spin. He has dropped Tsunoda, so we should close up on him really quickly. Do I think Vettel will be a big miss when he retires for F1? Yes and no. Vettel can still put in some really, really good drives, but he's not the Vettel of old. He hasn't been for quite a few years now. I think in terms of him as a personality in the pit lane, it's going to be a bigger loss. He was very respected on the I think a co-chairman or a high-up placer, one of the co-directors, I think, of the Grand Prix Drivers Association. He was, he spoke up for rights and stuff and for good causes. And so I think in that respect, as a public figure, he's going to be a big loss. But he hasn't been producing his best form for a long time. We saw it when he went to, after a couple of years at Ferrari, just see he wasn't the same Vettel he used to be. And, he could have gone on for another few years. He's only, 34? But, he's decided to focus on his family. Good luck to him. I've grown to respect Vettel a lot more than I used to. I used to hate the finger-wagging arrogance of young Vettel. But, I like older, more mature Vettel. Okay, we are closing on Ricciardo. 6 seconds. Need to keep pushing a little bit. Schumacher 7.5 seconds now on Vettel, who has dropped back a little bit more on Tsunoda. On Drive to Survive, he's portrayed as a really nice person. I haven't seen anything past season 1 of Drive to Survive. I haven't had Netflix for a good 2 years now, so. Do you think if he stayed at Red Bull, he may have made a difference? It may have made a difference. I don't know. He was really shaken by Ricciardo coming in and just wiping the floor with him in his final season. I think part of that might be because he just switched off a little bit. He checked out because he knew he was going to Ferrari the following season. But even so, Ricciardo made him look ordinary. At least for the first half of the season anyway. And at some point he probably would have been moved on from Red Bull anyway to make room for Max. Do I miss Kimi? No, not really. Kimi had a good run the first time round, then he went and did rallying for 2 years, and came back and he had a good run with Lotus. Then he went to Ferrari again. He almost bankrupted Lotus simply because he was performing so well for them. He had a clause in his contract that he would get X amount of money per points. Per point he scored, and he scored so many points that he nearly bankrupted the team. But again, Kimi has had his time. It was the right decision for him to move over, give the reins to someone else. I mean, Kimi was entertaining on the radio, every now and again, and he just shouts at his engineers and tell them to piss off or something like that. But yeah, he was another driver that was good, but way past his best. Time to make way for younger, hungrier talent. Give more more up and coming, promising talent a chance. That's the biggest problem with only 10 teams, I think, is that there's less opportunities for drivers. Especially when you have pay drivers who keep their seats because of their commercial worth rather than their actual ability. Like Lance Stroll and to a degree Nicholas Latifi. He brings about $30 million a year in sponsorship. We've seen other drivers do that as well. Pastor Maldonado was another one. Not a great driver. Had his moments where he showed some really good potential. Let's not forget his win for Williams at Spain. But he had a lot of bad moments as well. A lot of crashes. That's why he became Crash Maldonado. He was also called Cashta Maldonado as well because he brought a lot of oil money with him. And was one of those drivers that maybe didn't justify his position on the grid, but was worth so much money in terms of backing. Yeah, it's just the way Formula One is these days, Kimi did not get his money. It doesn't surprise me. So that team literally, was on the verge of complete bankruptcy. Right, Oscar has had to dial his pace down. He is still closing on Ricciardo, but I'm getting concerned about fuel. I want to let that settle down a little bit, see if I can still close in. Those two are scrapping up front as well, which will help. Schumacher is now not making much progress. I can't really push his fuel much. He's pretty much bingo on fuel as well. Tyres. Pushed Oscar's tyres a little bit harder than I'd like, but they're okay. Mixed tyres are fine. Oscar is harsher on his tyres. It's the thing I'm going to be training the most as he gets his points, is his smoothness value. Starts off at just 48. It's very, very low. He eats through tyres. Mazepin was the biggest pay driver of the lot. No, Stroll's the biggest pay driver of the lot. To the point that, when his deal with Williams ended, his dad bought him a team. Didn't just buy him a drive, he bought him a whole goddamn team. You can't get much more pay driver than that. When Racing Point was purchased, when Force India was purchased and they became Racing Point, and then they let go, they had to let go one of their two drivers. It was never going to be Stroll. It was always going to be Checo, who much more deserved to keep his seat. In the end, it worked out for Checo because he managed to get a seat at Red Bull. But of the two drivers who deserved to keep their seat, it was not Lance Stroll. But his daddy owned the team, so Stroll's never going to you know, lose his seat. Right, we are still closing on the back of Ocon. We're just less than 2.5 seconds behind. Mick is still very slowly catching Vettel. I'd like that to be a little bit faster, but I can't push him any further. I would ideally like to recharge Schumacher's battery, but I need to wait till he gets into the DRS to do that. Both of these guys are going to the end now. In fact, actually, let's see if we can see. Is anyone else going to be stopping? So the front three are all on one stops, as are the next three, I think. I think they're one stopping. Oh no, they're not. They're pitting now. Oh, okay, so they must be coming out on fresh mediums then, which means potentially everyone here is going to do another one stop. Zhou, I think, is one stopping, but yeah, Gasly's in the pits, Norris is in the pits. Yuki, I think, is one stopping. Ricciardo is potentially going to stop again as well then. All right, so we have got track position. So we really need to look after these tyres. It's so close to the DRS of Ricciardo, but we need to protect these tyres now because we need to be able to fight off Norris and Gasly, who are going to come back hard at us. The AI going to pit again. Yeah, well, we've just gone through that. Yeah, we are almost there. I can almost turn this tyre wear down. Mick's still holding around 4.5 to 5 seconds behind Vettel. Oh, Mick's just been lapped. That's why he's lost a bit of time. Okay, we're there. Okay, so I can turn these tyres down now. I can start setting this to charge. These guys in front should be pitting probably this lap.
Charge on.
Okay.
Or if not this lap, then certainly within the next few laps. My guess is they're going to go mediums again. Let's see, is Ricciardo pitting? No, neither is Ocon. I was going to say neither is Econ. But yeah, we've got to say Ricciardo due for a stop at some point, I'm guessing. Maybe Ocon as well. Let's have another look. Yeah, Ricciardo's definitely stopping again. I think Ocon is probably one stopping, so he's probably going to the end. He's only done 15 laps and there's only, 12 laps, 13 laps to go. So Ocon's going one stop. Ricciardo's going to have to pit again, I think, based on that. There you can see Lando and Gasly both pitted. So I'm thinking Ricciardo's pitting at the end of this lap. Do I think Mick could catch Yuki? Possibly. Lap traffic is coming through, so it's going to affect them, but I have also got Perez coming down on the back of Mick at some point. Vettel's just been lapped. And then behind Perez, we've got Sainz, and there's another gap to Leclerc, but 13 laps to go, 12 laps to go, maybe? Probably not. I think Mick's best. Oh, there goes Ricciardo, just as I thought he was going to pit. Yeah. And now we've got DRS on Ocon, so we should take him here into this corner. If we're brave enough with the brakes, no, it's because we're still charging up. So we didn't use any ERS to get past him. Okay, so it's me and Ocon against Norris and Gasly. those guys are catching. I don't want to push. I want to defend.
Charge off.
Maybe we can leapfrog each other on the DRSs and help pull away a little bit, or at least slow the catching down a bit. Oh, Vettel's pitted. And Sonoda's pitted. Okay. We are only 2.8 seconds behind Ricciardo, who's just onto fresh mediums. He's going to pull away from us unless we can get on the back of him. We've got a little bit of fuel to burn because we've been lapped, I think. I don't really have the tyres for it though, do I? Oh no, I do. I do have the tyres to push. I just don't really have the ERS to push.
More push, more push.
Yeah. Alright.
Good job.
I think the fact that Mick's been lapped might still be taken into account with that fuel level.
HAAS with an overtake. Let's have a look.
Piastri
Now
got
just
Ocon.
focus on the HAAS.
Good stuff. Okay, let's get him pushing a little bit. Let's go full deploy.
Mode push.
And he's got fuel to burn, so let's burn some fuel. But we'll leave the tyres alone. Can I catch Ricciardo? If I can get to Ricciardo, I can hopefully stay behind him. It's just a question of whether I can catch him or not. If I can't make good progress over the next 2 laps, I'm going to back off and just consolidate 15th. But ideally, yeah, I'd love to be able to get on the back of Ricciardo and then try and maybe have a cheeky lunge on the last lap or 2. Right, did I break the DRS? I think I might have done. Yes, I did. Good stuff. So I can push and not worry about Ocon just steamrollering up to the back of me again. Until I stop pushing, and then he probably will. Mick, 2.6. Oh, it's a 10th here, it's a 10th there. I need more battery and I don't have it, and I haven't been able to charge because I've been pushing to try and catch back up to get into a DRS to be able to charge. That's what he's been doing pretty much since he came out of the pits, just pushing, not charging. Worried about fuel. Really getting worried about fuel. I don't think I've got enough pace to get onto the back of Ricciardo without running out of fuel completely. I think I might have to break off. Let's give him one more lap. Oscar's pulled out 3 seconds already. It's amazing what a bit of fuel and full send on the DRS, on the ERS can do. Right, let's harvest that while we're still burning up that extra fuel.
Charge on, please.
And I've only gained another 10th on. Yeah, I'm going to have to back off. I don't have the.
Save fuel.
I don't have the fuel. So let's consolidate.
More charge, more charge.
Yeah, okay.
There's no point pushing the tyres either. We'll consolidate 15th place for Mick. That's as high as he's going to get, bar a retirement. And the second I start doing that, yeah, you can see Ricciardo's just gone. But Oscar, he's on for a point. I'm not going to get any higher, not without a retirement. But he's on for a point. Back-to-back points finishes for the new boy. That would be amazing. Have a look at the rest of the field. There aren't any battles, really, apart from the one behind us. Let's take a look at Ocon and Norris. Yuki's just starting to, not Yuki, sorry, Yuki. Gasly's starting to get involved in that. Norris is slowly catching us while we're charging up. Need these guys to fight each other a bit more. Oh, Ocon's pitting. I did not see that coming. I honestly thought Ocon would go to the end. That is really strange. I mean, look at his strategy. He only did 20 laps. Oh God, Ricciardo's on softs. Oh, that means Ocon's obviously going on softs at this point of the race. Okay, that's going to make Ricciardo hard to stay ahead of. I'm glad I decided to start charging that battery up. I'm going to need it. How you doing, Dirty Trucker? So Ocon has come. Oh, Mick's right behind him. Oh, hallelujah. Right, stop. Neutral. Push the tyres a bit more and try and stay with Ocon. And maybe, it's highly unlikely, maybe I can sneak 14th place off Ocon. I seriously doubt it, but if I can at least stay with him, I can stay comfortably clear of Tsunoda. And we've got lapped cars coming as well. That could throw a spanner in the works for somebody. Probably me. More than likely what's going to happen is I'm going to pull over to let someone go through. I'm going to lose a chunk of time. The Alpine's going to pull over to let the car through, not lose as much time, and then stick in his DRS with those soft tyres and just... I'm going to lose touch almost immediately. I think that's it. It's almost exactly what's going to happen. You got your first win and a third place as well. Very nice. Congratulations. I'm still chasing my first win, but I keep running with really rubbish teams. Okay, Oscar. Are you still charging? Yes, you are. Let's turn that off. Norris is coming.
Charge off.
Will my tyres last? Oh, my tyres are... not great. Do not let them past. Oh, here we go. Oh, we're both going to pull over at the same time, by the look of it. Oh, no. We're pulling over. But it was before the DRS line, so we'll get DRS. It's not open DRS. What the hell? So look at that. We're outside of DRS range already. Hopefully Ocon's going to have to pull over here. Yes, he has. And we've got right onto the back of him again. Okay. Whew. I was worried for a second there. Oh, here we go. This is the real battle. This is the battle for the final point position. holding that battery back. Because if I get overtaken, I'm going to have to spend it all just to get back into contention to overtake again. Oh, someone's crashed.
There's been a crash. Sounds like a
Joe's
car.
crashed.
Here's the replay. Let's take another look. There we have Joe.
Oh, that's right in front of me.
That crash is
He's just
terrible news for the team.
Nipped his wing. So no safety car, but he is going to... There's the wing. There's the end plate of that wing. I'm going to get jumped here on this straight. I know I am. Man, I just used up so much ERS to do that. So Joe's in the pits. Which means we're now in a three-way fight for the last 2 points
6
positions.
laps remaining.
6 laps to go. I can get 9th or I could finish 11th. Gasly and Norris both on soft tyres. Oh, this is going to be nerve-wracking. Schumacher is still tucked up behind Ocon. He's got a little bit of reserve fuel and he's got some battery, so he can have a push. He's going to have to protect those tyres and just go for a lunge late and hope I've got enough pace to stay with him. Because I either stay in his tracks and just stay where I am, or I save the tyres, hope I can stay in his tracks and then pounce on the last lap, or the last 2 laps, with a little bit more tyre life. I can't push Oscar's tyres because they're going to fall off the cliff if I do. I would love to be able to save a bit of tyre life. Can't do it here. Not into turn 1. Oh, here he comes. Oh, Norris is on mediums, not hard. What? They're both on mediums. I thought they were on softs. Right, I've got to stay with him.
Position.
If I can stay in his DRS, I can defend against Gasly. Which reminds me, I need to turn off that. Otherwise, I'm going to take shallow lines and slower exits, which means I will get dropped. If I'm fighting for the position rather than defending behind, I've got a chance of actually overtaking again naturally. Plus it will help me defend against Gasly, who has just lost a huge chunk of time. Or has he? It's the Delta just playing silly buggers again. I don't think Gasly's in DRS range. Oh, he is. Damn it. How is Mick doing? Still with Ocon. Good, good, good. I have to split my attention between 2 drivers. But this is the one that's got to take the main focus. This is for points.
4 laps remaining.
It's only 3 because we've been lapped. Oh no, wait, we haven't been lapped. We're about to be lapped. Oh god, that could really screw things up. Depending on how the AI wants to let Verstappen through, and that includes the AI controlling Oscar, this could really screw me up. I've got to conserve those tyres. There's an update on PC, but it's not out on consoles yet. It's going to be another day or two, I think. Well, another few days maybe. They just said it's coming soon for console. There's Gasly. Don't have a lunge, thank you. You can just see at the back of the screen, just coming around the corner now.
3 laps remaining.
That's Verstappen.
Copy.
Oh, he's having a look. He's going to get us. I've got to push the tyres again.
If you've got some margin, try to increase the pace a little bit.
Yeah.
Ah, side by side. No, we've got him. We got him. Whew. Verstappen is coming. 2 laps to go. He's going to lap us right at the end. There he is, just at the back of the screen. He's going to get us next lap. Oh man, this is so tense. Right, Schumacher. Full deploy, full push, and same on the tyres as well. Verstappen is coming. Oscar's got no tyres left, but he has got enough fuel, and he's got a full, well, not full, but he's got enough ERS to have a go. I've just got no traction left. Mick makes the move.
2 laps remaining.
Copy.
This is it. I've got 2 laps if we don't get lapped. If we do get lapped, this is the last lap. I've got to make the move this lap on the off chance that we get lapped.
A new race position for HAAS.
And then hope that I don't get screwed over letting Verstappen through.
No overtake.
Copy.
Mode push.
Copy.
Oh, we might not have to deal with Verstappen, but I don't know if I've got the tyres left. Not well, maybe not to overtake, maybe just about to hang on to 10th. Oh, this is so tense. Come on, Oscar. One more lap. One glorious final lap. There's Verstappen. So he's not going to lap us. We are definitely going to have to do this final lap. My tyres are gone. 27%. Norris and Gasly's tyres are in so much better shape than mine.
Starting final
Come on,
lap.
come on, come on, come on. Up the inside. No.
Max Verstappen.
I'm saving that
over
last
the
little bit
finish
of
line, and today's
ERS for
winner.
here. For the final DRS straight. Oh, Gasly's all over the back of me, but I've got the DRS. I've got the fuel to run fast. Right, come on, son, show me what you've got.
Mode push.
This is the last of your ERS. Use it wisely. Come on, son. Bring it home. Bring it home. One way or another, you're getting points. If you don't screw it up, that's it. That's the end of the battery. Can I make the move up the inside? No, but I can hold off Gasly. It's 10th place. It's a point. It's back-to-back points finishes for Oscar Piastri. Yes!
Checkered flag.
Woo. Oh, good lord. Good lord, that was so nerve-wracking at the end there.
A brilliant performance from the HAAS driver. This is a good result for HAAS, more than enough to satisfy the whole team.
The whole
That's a
team
great
was
result.
absolutely on their game today.
And what
the
could it
result
have
proves
been
that.
if Mick hadn't
After the race,
broken
they
his
sit
front
in
wing?
7th place in the constructor standings.
Formula One will be back to Europe for the next round, on the shores of the Mediterranean, with some heated competition to look forward to in Spain.
Let's see, how far behind did we finish? Oh, it won't tell me because he was lapped. Drivers. No, oh, well, let's have a look at the standings. Oscar is still in 10th place, gains an extra point, moves up to 9 points, just one behind Pierre Gasly. In the constructors, we get one extra point. Gets us 1 point closer to AlphaTauri. But we lose a point to McLaren, who actually outscored us because of Norris. Okay. Data view. Lap history. Mick Schumacher. How much time did I lose on that pit stop? It doesn't tell me. It just says in lap, out lap. Oh wait, I'm looking at practice. Oh no. Is this practice? No, this is the race. Okay, we're looking at the gap to the leader. You can see it jumped from being 53 seconds behind to 1 minute 18 seconds. So that means I lost, what, 25 seconds in that pit stop. I know it's just going to say one lap. Oh no, it's not going to say one lap. Okay, so we lost 25. Yeah, we would have been right there with Oscar. We could have potentially had two cars finishing in the points if Mick hadn't thrown his car into the barrier, broke his front wing, and we'd had to change his strategy. He was set for a soft tyre finish. He'd only been on those mediums for what, 4 laps? One, two, three, 4, 5. Yeah. 6 laps. 6 laps on a brand new set of mediums. Broke his front wing. Had to change that. Had to put him onto the hards to go to the end of the race. That could have been 2 cars finishing in the points. Having Mick there at the same time as Oscar would have made it easier for Oscar to defend against Norris and Gasly as well. We managed to hold Gasly back, but we just couldn't hold off Norris. So qualifying position, we achieved that. We reached Q2. We achieved our finish position target of both cars finishing in the top 14. Just. Honestly thought we were going to lose that. Obviously, we completed our quali streak at the end of the qualifying session. Just one car in 14th. We got Oscar up to 13th. So we achieved that. And then we've achieved our first race in the two race streak of finishing in 12th. So yeah, that's good. We've made some good money this race. So there's mixed earning potential. It's a growth potential 1.26 multiplier. Oscar's is just a fraction under 1.8. Logan's is just a fraction under 1.6. So you can see how the experience gains are made. A little bit more to go until he gets his next point. Performance breakdown, impressive, 350. Race completion, 98 of 100. Oh, look, you get points for... I've never actually looked at the points breakdown for the race. So you can see the points we got for overtaking. We got 3 times 10 points for overtaking. 13 points. No. 13 times 5 points for defending. 1 failed overtake is 1 point, but we've got that 9 times, and 1 failed defend for 1 point as well. Let's have a look at Oscar. Exceptional. Damn right it was exceptional. 6 times 10 points for overtaking, 14 times 5 for successfully defending, 4 1 points for failing to overtake, and 4 for failing to defend. Seems odd that you get a point for failing to defend, but there you go. So a nice big chunk of experience for Oscar there. And he hit his bonus again. He finished in the points. Even if it was 10th, he triggered his bonus clause. So that's another 20 grand goes in his pocket. And there's the sponsor breakdown showing how we achieved our finances at the end there. Hell's teeth, that's not done my blood pressure any good. Yeah, yours and mine both. But there's our underfloor. It's now finished. So we can now start to manufacture that. And the front wing is done as well. Right, let's go straight to manufacturing. Nope. Warehouse. Okay, so new front wing. I need to do 3 of these. I need 3. So the first one's in 3 days, second one's in 7 days, third one's in 10 days. The race is in 11 days. Okay, that's okay. We'll go for 4, but we'll get... Oh, hang on a minute. How many parts can I manufacture at once? Or how many manufacturing projects can I run at once? Because that means I might not be able to get the floor. I might have to rush build something. Let me have a look at the facilities. Factory. Car part manufacturer. 2 projects. Okay, so I can do both. Okay, that's good. I've got some money to spend. Toying with the idea of upgrading the factory. How long will it take? 75 days. It's not going to help me this time, but it will help me later in the season. Having said that, improving the wind tunnel or the CFD simulator would also be very, very helpful. They're both 10 million upgrades. It's going to be a huge upgrade cost in monthly upkeep though. For both of them. Less so for the CFD simulator, but even so. Big gains. I mean, it doubles the effectiveness of everything we do, so... let me have a look at my staff facilities. Race simulator still upgrading. Team hub. No, I'm just going to play it safe. I'm just going to upgrade the team hub. I'm not going to upgrade the CFD simulator. Tour centres giving us a nice good income each week. Memorabilia room. Morale's pretty good at the moment. I don't think we need to boost that. The helipad, maybe boost the sponsor payouts. That's quite cheap. Let's upgrade the helipad. Don't really need to worry about upgrading the hospitality area just yet. Okay, so let's manufacture what we need. So, front wing. I do need 4 of these, as I said. Not going to rush them, just normal building. Confirm. And underfloors, I'm going to build 3 of these. First one is going to be 6 days. Second one's going to be 11 days. Oh, yeah, that's just about going to go through. And then the third one in 17 days. So I'll basically not have a spare. So, that's a gamble. Do I put it on both cars and hope nothing happens? Or do I put it on one car and have a spare for that car? Choices. Okay. I can't make any parts now, I don't think. Oh no. I could, but I don't have any hours left, I don't think. I'd like a new rear wing. Oh no, we do have a new testing period. Okay. Let's design a new rear wing. I want this to be a really good rear wing. Let's see what Grand Prix are coming up next. So if we can ignore these first few, we're probably looking at around Austria. So Austria, then France, Hungary, Belgium, Zandvoort, Italy. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4 power tracks where we're going to need a much better high speed. So let's go quite heavy on the development of a front wing, of a rear wing. Let's go 3.5 MAU hours. Wind tunnel, we're going to go with 46. It's going to really improve drag reduction, high speed loads. I want a high speed performance wing. So it's going to boost my top speed, even if it's not by a huge amount. I want to try and improve the DRS delta, if I can. Okay, that's interesting. So I can either boost my overall top speed, or I can boost, with the DRS delta, boost my top speed with the DRS. I'd rather boost the actual top speed. What does that do to the DRS delta? It's still an improvement. If I go there, that gives me a slight acceleration load boost. And if we're looking at, say, Austria as the potential first, you can see high speed is essential. Top speed is certainly encouraged. If I improve the airflow sensitivity, or reduce the airflow sensitivity, that means the car should perform better in dirty air. Certainly at high speed anyway, not so much at low and medium. I'll go there. That's a very small drop in high speed for quite a comparatively big gain in medium speed dirty air. And again, yeah, it's more beneficial to medium than it is detrimental to high. So we're going to set that. I've got 5 engineers. I'm going to go intense. and that's going to take 47 days to design. And then we can manufacture it and have enough parts for Austria. We might possibly, 47 days, how far away is Silverstone? We might possibly even be able to sneak it in for Silverstone. Right, so the car has had an improvement to the chassis. I think, has it? Haven't we just designed the new chassis? No. We had the pre-season improvement to suspension that was given to us for free. We've just improved the underfloor and the front wing. So we want to look at improving speed. That's going to have an impact on top speed and engine cooling. Chassis is going to have a similar effect. Okay, so let's go with a high-speed chassis. So we're going to put the rest of our MAU hours into the chassis. Again, the next period is, what, 49 days. So by the time these projects are finished, we'll be about knocking on the door of the next session. So we're not building a lot of parts, but we are putting a lot of effort into each part that we are developing. And I'm hoping that that strategy is going to pay off. We could just make lots of little small parts with very tiny incremental gains, but I think this is going to be the more effective way to go. So again, we want to look at race performance. That is going to reduce my engine cooling, which is not great. Don't really want to sacrifice my engine cooling too much, but I don't want to undo the point of the upgrade in the first place. Yeah, let's just be wary that we might be slightly cooking our engines, but yeah, we'll go with that. We'll go with that. Okay, so it's going to be slightly detrimental to our drag reduction. But, you know, again, we're getting big gains there. So overall, that's the improvements and the slight negative to engine cooling. Well, actually looking at that, that is... Let's get it to 50%. Don't want to lose that much. 373.76. See, these are only small incremental gains, but the top speed does go up a little bit. I'll go with that. And then we'll put the rest of our engineers on that. And again, we're going to go intense to try and boost knowledge for the next time we build a new chassis. That's cheap. That's very cheap for a chassis. Okay. Confirm. I didn't actually look to see how quickly we get that. Never mind. So yeah, that's let's see, current projects. 47 days. Oh, the chassis are going to take 25 days. Oh, so that's definitely going to be ready for Silverstone. It might even be ready for the race before that as well. Let's take a look at the calendar. So let's see. That's the manufacturing. That's the chassis being designed there, which means we can probably get it in time. Oh wow, yeah, getting it in time for Baku would be really nice. And then definitely having it for Canada. Okay, so yeah, so we've got some upgrades coming. We've got a new chassis coming for Baku, and then we've got a new rear wing coming for possibly Silverstone. Good. Disappointed the team performed below expectation. What? What are you talking about? That was a good race. We got a point. Mick, crapped in the bed, but Oscar had another really good race. All eyes are currently on HAAS as they're performing below everyone's expectations. Get wrecked. Okay. So those parts are being built. Continue. Go to warehouse. So this is the new underfloor. So let's see the improvement there. It's going to improve our top speed a little bit, improve our acceleration, our cornering speed, and our DRS speed. That's going to get a nice little boost as well. And our dirty air performance will be improved a bit as well. Actually, dirty air performance will be improved quite significantly. So that'll help us follow cars. I thought that was manufactured. Why would it let me install it on the car? I was just telling me it's a load number. I was telling me we have a low design of the original design. Okay. I misread that. Got all excited. There we go. That's new stuff. There's the gearbox warning. I completely forgot about that. Thank you very much. Okay, so we need to look at car 1. Is the new underfloor ready yet? Yes, it is. Install on car 1 on Oscar's car. No, that's Mick's car. Let's put it on car 2. Yes. That's on car 2. Install on car 1 for now. Just so that it has a floor. Yeah, that might be useful. Did the front wing come through? Yes, it did. 2 of them come through. So let's put one on each. There we go. And then they can see the improvement. It's not huge gains in some places. But again, the dirty air performance is definitely improved. A slight improvement to top speed. Slight improvement to cornering forces. So we should generate a little bit more downforce there. And now let's go to... No, not car analysis. Car 1. Powertrain, there we go. So let's change out. We'll leave the engine in. Let's change out the gearbox. Gearbox 2. And let's do car 2's gearbox as well. And then the engine. We'll leave those in for now. Yeah, I don't want to touch those 2 engines just yet. And we've only got the 2 ERS parts per car, so we'll leave those in. What is the engine like on the other car? About the same. Actually slightly better on Mick's car than Oscar's, which kind of makes sense. Doesn't push it quite so hard. Our simulator has been improved. That's going to improve our weekly experience gain for all of our drivers. and the helipad's done as well. So we'll get an increase to our sponsored payouts. Race Simulator is up to 60%. How much is it to go to another level? 4.9. Gonna go another level. Want to get these drivers trained up quickly. Team hubs being done right now. Operational facilities, there is nothing here really that is worth us spending money on at this point. Up and coming driver David Beckman. Prep from Ed Regan. So there we go. We've reached the performance targets section. Let me check our warehouse. The underfloor. We now have 2. I am going to gamble and put it onto both cars. And just hope that we don't have a break in the car over the weekend. And the front wing. We now have a spare as well. We only have 1 spare right now, but it's a spare. And if worst comes to worst, I can always drop one of them back onto the old design. So our car is pretty much set. All that is left to do is do our performance targets and go to the race, and we will do that next time. We will be back with some more F1 Manager 22. Let's see, what day is it today? It's Wednesday today, isn't it? So we'll be back on Friday. Tomorrow, I was planning on doing it yesterday, but due to a whole storefront snafu, I had to wait 24 hours, and I was planning on doing the Pathogen DLC, but I'll be doing that tomorrow night instead. And then Friday we'll be back for Barcelona and race 6 of the season with HAAS. So until then, I will possibly see you tomorrow for some Pathogen. If you fancy stopping by, do say hello. If not, I will see you on Friday for the next race on F1 Manager 22. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you later.